does spending $900 on a desk accessory actually make sense for a creative or work from home person? In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Hexcal Studio Monitor Riser. The company Hexcal sent this out to me as a product to review. So this video is not sponsored, and everything that I talk about in this video are my own opinions and my own thoughts on this. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it by talking about the build quality behind it. The build quality of this is pretty good. It's premium feel. It is made out of aluminum and the legs are made out of stainless steel. So it has a very sturdy foundation to set things on. Now on their website, they have the dimensions for this, and I wanna walk through it because it's a little weird. The desk itself that I'm using is a 72-inch wide IKEA Carlby desk, so it's a pretty big desk. This product is also pretty big, so you're gonna need to have a big desk in order to use it, but the width of it from the feet is 34.9 inches, so that's what it's sitting on, but the top itself is a total length of 47.3 inches. So if you have a desk that is around 50 inches, you're really pushing the limits of being able to set this on top of it without it looking awkward. The depth of it is also very interesting because on the left-hand side, you have a depth of 8.7 inches, but on the right-hand side, it's 7.8. So it gradually goes down to 7.8 inches, and I think has something to do with the wireless charging that is on the left-hand side of the product itself. Now for height adjustment, there are 3 different options you can go with. It has the standard legs that obviously you screw into the bottom of it, and that gives you a total height of 5.9 inches. And underneath you have about 1.4 inches clearance, so you can put like books, other small things underneath there. If you want to make it a little bit taller, it does come with a short leg extension, which is built into the compartment itself. It has its own little hidey holes for them where they screw in. You can take those out and add them to the stainless steel legs down below, and it gives you a total height of 7.1 inches, or underneath 2.5 inches to put a little bit of more stuff. So I currently am using that option. So I have 2.5 inches underneath this to where I can put things. Right now I have my docking station, a little kitchen timer, and a notebook, along with the third option for leg extension, which is a separate accessory that you have to purchase. It doesn't come with it. My unit did, but this is just an extension kit that you can buy online. It is going to extend the height to a total of 8.2 inches, and it's going to give you 3.75 inches of clearance underneath. So this is for people who have something that's a little bit more bulkier. Maybe your computer is a little bit thicker, like maybe you're using a Mac Mini or a Mac Studio. So as far as features are concerned, there are a few different ones that stand out to me when it comes to this monitor riser. The first thing is the power supply on the back. I think this is a really nice feature that they've added in here because me personally, I've had issues with cable management in my desk currently. I do have a power strip underneath the desk, but I do still have a ton of wires that were connected to it. So having this cleared up a ton of those wires, and also those big bulky power supplies for some of these devices are hidden inside here, which is really nice. And this compartment up top locks in. There's 2 little releases on the back that you have to move in order to pull this out, which is pretty neat. The only caveat to it is that I have things on top of this, including my speakers, which wouldn't fit on the sides of it. I had to put them on top. So if I do want to get to anything inside of this, I do have to take everything off the top in order to get to this compartment. That is something to take into consideration, but if you're not one to mess a lot with things like that, then you don't have to worry about it. If you're getting value out of this video so far, please be sure to leave a like down below and even consider subscribing if you do want to see more content like this. I have the goal this year of becoming a YouTube partner, becoming monetized, so anything helps. So the power supply on the back of this has 8 different plugs that you can plug into, and some of them are oriented differently so that way you can accommodate those big bulky cables that some devices have. And on the left side underneath the wireless charger, you have a couple ports there as well. You have 2 USB-A bridging ports, and that's going to be for your hard drives that sit on the inside and bridge out to your computer. You also have a Type-C quick charging port that you can plug into. So if you want to plug in a device like your phone or AirPods or any other type of device, it does have power delivery. It also has a USB-A quick charging port as well. So if you have an older device that doesn't use USB-C, that's there as well. On top of that area, you have a wireless phone charger where you can put any phone that has wireless charging capabilities on top, and has a blue light that illuminates when it is charging. I did find though that when I was using either of my phones, either it's my iPhone 15 Pro Max or my iPhone 14 from work, it was getting very warm, the phone themselves. but I don't have that same issue when I'm charging on another wireless charger. So I don't know if it has anything to do with this wireless charger or if maybe there's just a software thing with the phones, but that is something to take into consideration. So altogether, you can charge up to 14 different devices using this one monitor riser, which honestly, if that's something that you need, this is a pretty good deal for that because you get everything built into one device. Now, the front light bar here on the front is probably one of the most prominent features of it. It has a lot of different settings to it. It does have a CRI of 95%, has 16 different levels of temperature control and also 16 levels of intensity control. This is a bi-color light, meaning that it could be cooler or it could be warmer. Right now, I have it set up as the more cooler light because it does match my monitor light up top. This is really handy when it comes to working at night or super early in the morning, and it also helps reduce eye strain. So this has definitely been a lifesaver for me because I'm getting up at 5 a.m. every morning to make content. So going on to the pros and cons of this, I think the look and feel of this is a very premium product. And honestly, as it sits here and I've been more used to it over the last couple of weeks, I think it looks pretty cool. It ties in together the aesthetics of the desk and it also provides me a solution to a couple of my problems. One, storage, and two, cable management. The light bar down below is actually really helpful too because I was using the light bar on top of the monitor, which did do the job, but having that additional light down there honestly makes it look a little bit cooler, makes it feel more premium. And I do still use the light bar up top, so now the top of this is illuminated and so is my desk. So it does work out pretty nicely and I haven't noticed any issues with eye strain. I think the power supply on the back of this is one of my top two favorites. The first being the light on the front. The power supply in the back has really helped me reduce the amount of clutter underneath my desk. So if you see my previous desk setup video, you'll know what that looked like. It was honestly really freaking ugly, but it was also because I was constantly changing stuff on my desk because I wanted to try out new things. But when I got this in and I put it up, I made sure that I put all of my most annoying cables into this for power supply. And this has been a lifesaver for me because now underneath my desk, it looks a lot better. If you're one of these people that have a ton of these SSDs laying around and you don't want them sitting on top of your desk when you're using them, the bridge port on the side here is very useful. It's all the way on the left-hand side where my computer's on the right-hand side. I personally don't use it because I only have two SSDs. And if I want to plug in my other one, I have my docking station right below here to plug it into. But for some people, this is a really neat feature. And I also do like the fact that it has power delivery on the USB-C and USB-A options. So if I want to charge my phone and my AirPods at the same time, or if I want to charge my case for my DJI mic, I can plug it in directly on that side of the desk and wirelessly charge something else at the same time. So overall, the power supply that this offers is really nice and it also acts as a surge protector. So if you have a storm and your power shuts off, this acts like a normal surge protector and it will protect your devices. There are some drawbacks to this. Earlier, I mentioned how if you want to get into the top compartment to do anything as far as like adding cables, putting your SSD in there, you have to take everything off the top of it, which for me is pretty cumbersome because these speakers are sitting on top of it, and to move them, I have to unplug them, move them off to the side because I can't simply just push them off to the side onto the desk. So it is a little bit cumbersome to get in there. But again, if you're not one to go into very often, it's not going to be that big of an issue for you. This is more of like a nitpicky thing for myself. The other nitpicky thing that I dislike is the light controls. They're not super intuitive and it's kind of hard to navigate through them and knowing what you're doing because you're just pressing buttons and seeing how the light bar reacts. Now, this may just be user error, but I personally just keep it on this one setting, which is the intensity is pretty much cranked all the way up and the color temperature is cranked all the way to the cooler side. So I just leave it there and just not mess with it too much. If you can figure out though, there you go. Again, that's more of a nitpicky thing for me. Now, when we were talking about the leg extensions earlier, I mentioned how this particular extension kit is not included in the Studio itself. This is something you have to buy separately. And if you want that extra height, you're gonna have to spend $100 on this kit, which personally I think is a bit much. And that does tie into my biggest concern about this product, and that is the price. So this product is $900 at the time of this recording. Now for that price, you're getting the Studio itself and you're also getting the little extension legs that come with the product itself. They have their own little compartment inside the Studio where they're hidden and they just screw right in so they're not just loose in there. That is enough for me. I haven't tried using the extension kit yet because again, if I want to do that, I have to take everything off of it. So this is something I am probably gonna try out, but this is something that you would have to invest in if you wanna stick something underneath that's a little bit bulkier, like the Mac Mini Mini or a Mac Studio. I actually don't even think the Mac Studio would fit underneath this, maybe the Mac Mini. I'm not entirely sure. I work a 9-to-5 job. I do content creation on the side as a side hustle, and I'm trying to build up. I don't really have a lot in terms of budget to be spending a lot of money on accessories for my desk. The monitor I'm using right now, I bought in 2018, just to give you some sort of reference. And it was $180. So I don't really have a lot of money to spend on these types of things. So I would not personally go out of my way to purchase this because of the price point being $900. And if you wanted to get that plus this extension kit, you're spending $1,000 on this. And for some people that might be worth it because of the premium features it has, the power supply, the wireless charging, the integrated light bar, the bridge port for transferring data over it. Like some of those things would be useful for people. For me personally, because I had solution to all of these, I was looking at ones that were way cheaper. I'm saying sub $100. And the ones that I was personally looking at, I'll leave in the description down below, along with the link to this product down below. So that way you can look and compare and see like what fits best for you. And the whole point of the things I showcase on this channel, I want to make sure that it's budget minded, because for me personally, being on a tight budget for a lot of things that I do, I don't like watching these videos where people are promoting a product that's just going to break my bank. Like I'd rather just promote something that is going to be useful for the right audience. So who is this going to be for? This is going to be for somebody who spends a crap ton of time at their desk and needs an all-in-one solution that has power, light, data transfer, etc. and just has that premium build feel. Like this is made out of aluminum. It's not going to get broken easily. So you definitely have a very nice sturdy foundation to put things on top of. If you are somebody who is new to the working world, if you're a college student, or if you're a full-time creator that just got started in content creation, and you're maybe not making a lot of money, I wouldn't put your money towards this. I'd rather take the $900 and put it towards something else, like say another lens for my camera. When I first got this, I was a little skeptical of whether or not it was actually going to help me out, or if it was just going to be an overpriced little monitor stand. But as I've been using it for the last 2 weeks, it's honestly been really helpful for me. Again, the power supply has been major for me, having all those cables cleaned up and out of the way. Personally, I think it looks pretty cool, especially when I look at it from a distance. It just makes it look more prominent, like the desk actually looks put together. There's a lot less clutter on the desk normally now, which is really nice. And I think it's just because I have the ability to put things underneath here. It matches really well with the computer, the monitor, the speakers, and all that stuff. So I don't know, personally, I think it looks cool. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this. If this is something that you would purchase yourself, or if you find this useful, be sure to hit the like button down below. Also, if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Again, I appreciate you being here and watching this video all the way through, because it is helping me become a YouTube partner later on down the road. And then until then, I'll see you next time.